What's up, y'all? EWD33 here. I'm making my preview video, Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons. But there's one thing that I just have to say. And this goes out to CardiacCat. Um, man, just some of the things you say are so absurd, man. I mean, first you try and attack Sports Live and the ATL and Black Blood on their knowledge of football. Okay, I want to tell you something, man. Knowledge about football is not knowing what your fucking team's first down percentage is, not knowing what their average total yards is. That is one thing, but there's also a different type of knowledge, and that's knowing and sitting there and supporting your team no matter what happens. Sitting there knowing what's wrong with them, knowing what y'all need to fix, and just supporting them. It's not just stats, man. I mean, I've seen Sports Live in the ATL on here for 2 years, man. That man reps his team no matter what. Mr. Avon, he reps his team no matter what. They do no stats, but they don't rely on stats for everything because obviously stats aren't always the case. Like you brought out the stat book on us and we beat y'all. So stats don't mean everything. There is a knowledge that is different than stats, man. And you sit here calling out people on their football knowledge, man. Okay, here's knowledge. Knowing my team is 3-3, and we got the Detroit Lions next. And I know my team's secondary is not all that strong, but they look better against y'all. I know that our defensive line needs work because we're not putting pressure on the quarterback. I know our offensive line hasn't been great with pass pass not pass protection, quarterback protection, and then run blocking. That's knowledge. Knowledge is knowing that we got beat by the Packers for so and so amount of reasons. Yeah, it's good to know stats, but that's not everything, man. And you got to understand that. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I know that there's guys out there like Saints Uptown and Face Hunter. Those men are passionate about their team. As much as we don't get along, I still respect them because they have knowledge for the game. I don't have respect for you because you just call people out saying they don't have knowledge because they don't know what their quarterback's completion percentage is for the year. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. I mean, come on. And then also the fact that you don't think that 31-17 was a whole-handed win and that y'all had a shot. You didn't have a shot in that game. That fourth quarter, 17 unanswered points, that is a beatdown. How is that not a beatdown? And you still have the audacity to say it's not a beatdown. And then we're like, yeah, it is. Anyone would say 14 points is a beatdown. And then you attack them saying they don't know knowledge because they're not dropping stats. Yeah, fucking right, man. Get over it. Y'all lost. Your team's not that good this year. I mean, they're better than they were last year, but still, y'all aren't winning games. Your team is not that great. And you got beat by a better team in us. And you will continue to get beat by better teams. The Saints are going to beat you. The Bucks are going to beat you. We're going to beat you again. Get over it. And because we're not out there with our damn list talking about our quarterback's completion percentage to yours, our first down percentage to your first down percentage, doesn't mean we don't know this game. If you're on here making videos, you know this game, and you know that you have enough knowledge to prove yourself, no matter what. Falcons fans, Saints fans, Tampa Bay fans, you, my friend, I don't have respect for you. Andy Pants, Panthers Guru, Eazy-E, I have respect for those guys because they didn't call anyone out trying to talk about knowledge. And you didn't even call me out for not having knowledge. Yeah, actually, you kind of did. But you called out Sports Live in the ATO and Black Blood. I mean, come on, man. Get over it. Anyways, that's all I got to say about you. Anyways, we got the Lions this week. Lions are 5-1. We're 3-3. We're playing in Ford Field. Obviously, they have home advantage. One thing that scares me is they have Stafford and Calvin Johnson, who are actually rivals in college. This is funny, and they joined together and they're making it work in Detroit. But I don't know, man. I don't know about Detroit. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're gonna blow them out, but I think we're definitely gonna win this game. I honestly do not think that Detroit is going to finish out the season strong. I mean, I've seen it happen before. Teams go 5-0 that were terrible last year, and they're the hype of the football league, and then they end up going like winning 2 games, going like 8-8, or like 6 and losing the rest of the games. It happens, and I feel like them and the Bills started out strong because all these other teams didn't really start out that strong, like us. I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird because they did, but I mean, with the team that's so like bad, it takes more in like there's always a revolving door. It takes, I guess, less time than having a team that you like have together. I don't really know what I'm talking about with that, but I mean, I just don't have a good feeling about the Detroit Lions the rest of the season. But yeah, back to Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. They scare me because our secondary is not that great, as I mentioned before. Um, I think he is going to be Grimes is going to be defending Calvin Johnson, which makes me happier because I know Grimes is the stronger one out of him and Dante Robinson. Actually, a lot stronger. Grimes is a great player to have in secondary. Dante Robinson, not so much. But then again, you turn on the other side, they got Chris Houston, who's terrible. And we got a plethora of wide receivers who can pick him and their secondary apart. And if the offensive line starts, because they've let up like 2 sacks, I think, in the last 2 games, as compared to like God knows how many the first, 4 games. So they're starting to shape up, and they're starting to give Matt Ryan protection. And they're also starting to have a good run block and not having Michael Turner get hit behind the line all the time. I mean, I saw that a lot the first 4 weeks, and it just drove me fucking insane. Because y'all see, when Michael Turner has the room to run, that man runs. Not always the fastest, but when you get that man going, he's like a bulldozer. Takes like 5 motherfuckers to take him down. And with all these things, I mean, our linebackers are playing well. Sean Witherspoon is just he's doing good. I don't know, man. I think we definitely have a shot at winning this game. I mean, I'm like 80% positive we win this game. I mean, the Lions are kind of butthurt too after that loss against the 49ers. As you can see, what's his name? Jim Schwartz was a little bit pissed at Jim Hardball after that game, which is kind of funny. And I mean, hopefully when we beat them on Sunday, he doesn't do that to Mike Smith. But yeah, I mean, I think we definitely are gonna win this game if we show up to play. Because you know what, we had a chance of winning all 6 of those games we played with our talent, but we didn't show up to 3 of them, or we did show up and then for half the game, and then went completely downhill after it on the second half, or like in Tampa Bay's case, we showed up in the fourth quarter and that wasn't enough. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm calling out CardiacCat, I'm sorry, man, but I mean, that's just how I feel. You can't do that. People don't give you respect for that kind of stuff. I mean, calling out one of the guys that's been here around the longest for not having football knowledge, like, who the fuck are you, man? I didn't even know who you were before we played you this week. And all these motherfuckers know who Sports Live needs. Yeah, they'd be like calling out, what's his name? Saints Uptown. That motherfucker has so many subscriptions too. It'd be like calling out him, not saying he has any football knowledge. It's just dumb, man. I mean, you don't do that. You don't get respect. And then, I mean, in your thing about your football knowledge is because, I mean, all about stats. That's not true, man. Football knowledge runs a lot deeper than just stats. That's like knowing what the parts of an engine are, but not knowing how to put it together. I mean, come on, man. But anyways, yeah, I think we got this. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna say we're gonna blow them out, the Lions out, but I think we'll win by a possession, and I'm probably 7 points, more than a field goal. Hell, hopefully, I mean, I would love it if we could get a 2 possession win, just like we did against Carolina. That'd be great. But anyways, yeah, I think we got these Detroit Lions. I mean, everyone's starting to shape up. Matt Ryan's not starting to make some bonehead plays. Mike Mularkey's not starting to call bonehead plays. Finally, he's actually when the when the running's working, he just doesn't all of a sudden switch to run fucking passing the ball all the time. I mean, Jesus, this is the first time I think Matt Ryan only had like 20 attempts, something like that. 20. I think he had 24 attempts in the game. All the other games he had 30 and 40 attempts. I mean, it's just ugly. I mean, it wasn't ugly, but we weren't doing well. Just all passing because they're expecting it, man. And I mean, it's all, I'm telling you, the two things about this team, the two biggest things about this team is the lines, the offensive line and the defensive line. If we have them playing, and we have them playing good, it's damn near impossible for us to mess up. I mean, shit, when Matt Ryan has all day to pass, he makes them pay. And Michael Turner has gaps to run through, he'll make him pay, even if it's a small gap. As long as he's not getting hit behind the line, he's good. And then, you know, if the defensive line puts pressure on the quarterback like they did against Cam Newton, they make mistakes. But also, you could tell it was a tale of two sides to the defensive line. When they put pressure on Cam Newton, he made mistakes. When they didn't put pressure on Cam Newton, he had all day to pass the ball. He made us pay. So the defensive line needs to start putting pressure all the time. All the time. And that is solely what wins you football games. I've heard it before. Your lines win you football games. You could have the greatest quarterback in the world, but if your offensive line doesn't give him any fucking protection, you aren't going to win that game. Or because your quarterback, I mean, he's not going to do good if you don't give him any protection. And if you have a quarterback, even a terrible quarterback, have all day to make a pass, he's going to pick you apart. So those are the two big things, and as long as we step those up, we're in the NFC South. We have a definite chance of winning this. Anyways, this is EWD 33. I got the Falcons winning 30-23. Or no, actually, I'm gonna go as far as to say 30-21 Falcons. Alrighty. Y'all have a good one. This is EWD 33. I'm out.